Ethan Clarke never believed in ghosts until the night he boarded a train that shouldn't have existed. It was 2:17 a.m. in London when he reached a platform he had never seen before. A platform with a rusted sign that read, "Line closed, do not enter." Yet the doors were wide open, welcoming him into silence. Lights flickered, like they were struggling to stay alive, and the air was cold enough to feel like someone was breathing down his neck. Suddenly, without any announcement, a train rolled into the station, moving too slowly, making no sound at all, as if it was floating rather than running on rails. The windows were tinted yellow from decay, the seats inside looked rotted and damp, and the destination screen was blank. But Ethan, exhausted and desperate to get home, stepped in anyway. The doors slammed behind him immediately, sealing him in darkness except for dim, dying lights overhead. As the train began moving, Ethan noticed that his reflection in the window wasn't following his movements. When he blinked, the reflection blinked late, and when he stayed still, the reflection smiled. He backed away, but heard footsteps in the carriage, light, tapping, barefoot steps, but the entire train was empty. The footsteps grew louder, closer, but no one appeared until the lights flickered violently, and for half a second he saw a girl in a white dress with her head down, sitting alone at the far end. Every time the lights flashed again, she moved closer, without ever standing up. First 5 seats away, then 3, then right in front of him with her hair covering her face. When she finally lifted her head, Ethan saw black hollow sockets where eyes should have been, and her mouth stretched unnaturally wide as dozens of whispering voices poured out, echoing around him though her lips barely moved. The train screeched to a stop at an unknown station, walls covered in claw marks, darkness leaking through broken tiles, the words "Don't leave the train" carved everywhere, yet the doors opened. Ethan turned to step out, but something breathed against his ear, something invisible, something that whispered, "Stay," in a voice that was not human. Then hundreds of footsteps echoed on the empty platform, racing toward him, though no bodies were visible. Shadows with no owners crawled across the floor toward the doors, hands forming out of darkness itself. Ethan panicked and sprinted through the carriages as the train doors kept opening and closing violently, like the train was alive and angry. Every window he passed reflected different versions of himself, some smiling, some crying, some standing completely still, none matching his movements. At the front cabin, he found the driver's chair ripped apart, deep claw marks carved into the steel walls, and bloody fingerprints on the controls. Through the front window, he saw no tracks, only endless black void, and floating above it, countless pale faces pressed against the glass from outside the train, watching him with dead-wide eyes. The girl appeared again, levitating slightly above the floor, her voice layered with dozens of tones as she whispered, "You are never supposed to enter this train." He asked her what that meant, and she pointed outside where Ethan saw himself standing on the tracks, another version of him, covered in dust, clothes torn, eyes fully black, smiling inhumanly wide. "That's the last passenger, and now you're next." The train's lights exploded, darkness swallowed everything, and Ethan felt something icy wrap around his throat and pull him down. When he opened his eyes, he was back on the same platform at 2:17 a.m., standing exactly where he started, like nothing had happened, except his reflection in the station glass didn't copy him anymore. The train arrived silently once again behind him, doors opening slowly as a woman walked onto the platform, unaware of Ethan's black-eyed reflection watching her. It whispered softly, "Next passenger, step inside."